Hey y'all, it's Brandon
And Stephanie
from Getting Gazelle.
So this is day 5?
5 in the hotel.
4? I don't know. We leave tomorrow.
Day 5.
So we yesterday we had an off day. It was not a glamorous, wonderful day. We want to share the ups and the downs with you guys of corporate relocation, along with large family life. So yesterday I woke up and I could not breathe. Like, I was all congested. And so I did a nebulizer treatment from one of my kids. And it made me really jittery and kind of cranky, which albuterol tends to do to me, which I knew was going to happen. And then we had to go chase papers yesterday. Florida apparently wants the children's shot records on their form. So I had to go sit for 3 hours?
2.5 hours.
2.5, 3 hours at the Florida Health Department for them to give me papers to take back to the school. So it was just not a fun day. We were trying to find a copy of the Florida physical form so our Minneapolis pediatrician that we love would be able to fill them out, since he knows our children well. And I feel like you're going to get a more realistic physical from somebody who knows their patient than just to walk into a walk-in clinic. But apparently they won't even give you the form here unless you're actually getting it filled out at that clinic. So I sent a message out trying to obtain a pediatrician. We're kind of picky about pediatricians, which we talked about in our things that we won't cheap out on. So I put out some feelers with some friends, because we kind of walk like the line between allopathic medicine and homeopathic medicine, and we love chiropractic medicine and supplements and things like that, and more, I guess you could say, natural methods if possible. And so it's really hard to find a pediatrician that won't tell you that chiropractic medicine is quackery, in our experience. So we're looking for more a holistic kind of pediatrician. And so I sent out some messages requesting appointments and things like that, asking questions about practices. So that's what I did while I sat and waited for 2.5 hours at the health department. Brayden had the joy of sitting with our children in the rental van during part of it, because our kids were not having sitting in that office, and there was not enough seating, and it was a mess.
However, with the pains of going through that, we do have rewards. So we went and ate at Zaxby's yesterday for lunch.
Yes. So, oh, whoa, what did my hair do? We went to Zaxby's, which we haven't had Zaxby's since we lived in Virginia. And we used to have to drive an hour to Williamsburg to get Zaxby's in Virginia. So, we went to Zaxby's and had chicken fingers.
And the kids absolutely loved it. We love Zaxby's.
It was so good.
It's fantastic just to be back in a comfort zone,
right,
with the kids. Whenever we left there, we just came back to the hotel, and Steph and the kids kind of hung out here while I went to my office to check out the new place and meet my new boss face to face and my peers face to face. This was the first time that I've actually interacted and met anybody face to face, since everything was completely over the phone. And the kids
and I took a nap. Solomon and I got snuggled up, and I put Isaiah in his pack and play, and then the 3 older children watched TV, watched cartoons, not Cartoon Network, but Disney, while we rested. And I took some more medicine trying to clear out the junk out of my lungs and kind of relax. I didn't sleep very well the night before, so it is what it is. We're by the airport, so we have airport noise, which really normally doesn't bother me, but we're used to a king bed. We're in a queen bed. We have children in our room that we don't normally have in our room. It's just, I'm starting to feel the wear and tear of being in a hotel, which is why I'm so thankful that this time we're not living in a hotel for 60 days.
Yep, the next week when we come, we'll be in our apartment, so it'll be much better. It'll feel more like a home environment.
Right.
But while we were going through all the madness yesterday, we put a bid in on a house, and as we put the bid in on the house that we really
house number
really
one
liked,
that we referenced in one of our vlogs somewhere,
they came back and said that it actually went under contract that day.
As our bid was going in, it went under contract.
So we went on to house number 2. We put a bid in on that, but we had to, reduce our bid to what their asking price was. I mean, we had to go lower than what their asking price was
Right.
to do all the updates and repairs that would be needed. So they came back and aren't really willing to negotiate the price. It's an estate, so they're able to just sit on it. They don't really need to sell it.
Well, it doesn't really need a lot of repairs, but what happened was the grandson was living in the house. He had subleased 2 of the bedrooms. It's a 3-bedroom house. And then everybody put deadbolts on the doors. So they damaged all the door frames when they did it. Some of the doors didn't have doorknobs. The kitchen needed massive amounts of updating. I mean, it had like fruit tile.
There was an issue where it looked like they turned the attic upstairs into a closet.
But they didn't do it properly, so it needs some finishing work. Things like that, and so we adjusted our price in order to make it reasonable with the repairs.
Because we felt like when you see one house in the same area that is priced almost exactly the same as this house, and it was completely renovated,
had
all
granite.
Appliances updated, granite countertops in the bathroom, granite countertops in the kitchen,
right?
Nice wood cabinets, for the exact same price. You want to adjust your price so that we can be able to do those things in this house.
So we're not willing to go to the price that they're asking. We went low, not drastically low, but we went low to allow us some wiggle room for repairs and things, and they only came off their asking price like $4,000, and I'm like, well, $4,000 isn't going to buy one thing of granite, much less all the bathrooms and the kitchen.
And the thing is we're not in like panic mode. We don't have to have a house right now. We have 60 days of corporate housing, and
right.
Our bank is telling us right now that we can close anywhere between 30 and 40 days. So we're not really in panic mode to where we absolutely have to have something. So we're not just gonna take an offer to get into a house that is not the right fit for us just to be able to get into a house.
So we're going out today for
4 more houses.
4 more houses at 3 o'clock, which is kind of in the middle of the afternoon, which kind of wouldn't be a time I would pick because I feel like it doesn't really give us enough time in that early afternoon to do anything, and by the time we're done looking at the houses, our kids are probably going to be done for the day.
It's time for dinner and to come back.
So we're thinking we might use our reciprocal membership and go to the aquarium or something to burn some energy. I know you hear the kids in the background. They're in the other room with the door shut. So just to wrap it up, we are here. I'm feeling better today. I don't know what got to me. I don't know if it was like the time difference or just us burning the candle at both ends, and especially with fibromyalgia, like I really can't go constantly. I have to have some recovery time. So we have a kiddo crying, so we're gonna have to run.
So we're back from our house hunting trip. We got all the kids in bed and wanted to give you a quick update on how the trip went today.
So we saw 4 more houses. The first house was pretty good. The only really downfall is that it didn't have a garden tub. Which
and we need a garden tub.
We have both been hoping for a garden tub. The second house was
a no-go.
I know. It it was obviously a foreclosure of some sort. They had taken all the closet rods, the pantry shelves, the lights, the ceiling fans. I mean, like, they were gone. It's
If we were going to invest that much money into it, then we could have just upped our price range and found one that would have been probably move-in ready.
So, house number 3 was a possibility. It didn't have a garden tub, but it had a nice size closet that we could have moved the shower.
We could have just, the shower was on the same wall as the closet, so it had plumbing there.
Oh yeah.
So we could have taken the closet away and then put a tub where the closet was, because it had 2 separate closets in that bathroom.
Right. So it had potential, but again, by the time we put the money into it, we were going to be at a higher price range. And so it stayed on the list as a possibility.
Until we saw house number 4.
Until we saw house number 4. And house number 4 makes me giddy. It makes me want to dance or something. It is a beautiful house. It's a single family house, which some of the houses we've been seeing are either duplexes or townhouses or whatever because of our price range here in Florida. But this one was single family. It has a Olympic-sized pool in the neighborhood, which is what I grew up with. It also has a splash pad. It has a golf course. Not that we play golf, but
and also
we
water slide.
may decide to play golf. And the landscaping was beautiful. There's a restaurant in the neighborhood. It's in a good school zone. It's a very racially diverse area, which is something that we value. We valued that before Xander joined our family, but we obviously value it much more now that we have transracially adopted. There is nothing that needs to be done to this house. It's move-in ready. There are some things that if we owned this house, over time we may change. The HOA fees are very low. I mean, it's just everything we could.
Yep, there's nothing that was on our list that didn't get checked by this property, so we're super excited about that.
Right. It has a little bit longer commute for Brandon. It's about 40 minutes, but we're okay with that. It's like 10 minutes difference. Oh, and we went to the aquarium this afternoon.
Yep.
We managed to squeeze it in. We used our reciprocal privileges from the Lake Superior Zoo. And so we got in for half price, and we had a great time. Xander lost his first tooth today.
At the aquarium?
At the aquarium, in the restaurant. I pulled his tooth. And so we had a good day today. And so, we're back on the upswing. Tomorrow we fly out, but we're going to squeeze in a beach trip. We're hoping for late checkout. And then we'll be back in Minnesota for
about 6 days.
6 days. And then Friday night we're going back to Minneapolis, and we fly back to Tampa on Saturday.
For good.
But we'll be in our apartment, not a hotel. So that's pretty much that. And we have a jam-packed week coming up. I want to sleep in so bad on Sunday.
We could probably make that happen, but we're gonna make sure that we make time to keep everyone updated and let you know how things are going.
Yep. So sorry if this video is a little bit choppy. If you are enjoying our videos, please subscribe or like our videos. Give us a thumbs up. Isaiah has just figured out how to make his thumb go up. He's almost 3, and so thumbs up is a big deal. And you can follow us on Getting Gazelle at Facebook. And it'll encourage us to continue making these videos. And encourage us in this new journey of YouTubing.
As always,
YouTubers. It'll encourage us.
And as always, if you have any prayer requests or specific things that you want us to pray for you for, feel free to comment below. We would love to be able to do that for you.
Absolutely.